Damn it, Death Note, I got other videos I want to make. Last time I said this looked like folding chairs reenacting a DC movie. This time, I'm hyped. So what changed? I'm cautiously optimistic, and let me tell you about Death Note. Again. I didn't like the look of the first teaser. It conveyed an air of, we don't get Death Note. This one tells me Wingard and the crew get it, and they want to do their own thing. That I can respect. I like the cinematography, I like the colors. This looks more like an action thriller than a detective thriller, which is a good route to take if you have to make Death Note as a movie. Ryuk looks not so great. I hope they continue to use clever lighting to disguise the CGI, because this looks a little weird. But Dafoe is killing it!
Put your name down and see what happens.
Give that casting director 2 minutes out of the Iron Maiden, because this was a good call.
But isn't it wrong that a white guy is playing a Japanese monster?
I don't know. I feel like I've just had a Persona 5 change of heart. This trailer caused me to reevaluate my criticisms and those of the collective internet. The real reason this teaser was so poorly received, including by yours truly, was because Netflix didn't foresee the backlash it would incur for portraying these new takes on beloved characters without the context establishing those interpretations. We were left to fall on what we know, that the film industry has churned up anime adaptations in the past and it looked something similar. But the superficial is only that. The real crime that damned previous attempts at this sort of thing was not the look, it was poor filmmaking. But seriously, why do these movies hate blonde hair Misa? Now we have that context that was missing. Light and Misa are some punk-ass Maze Runner YA kids. They ain't taking no street crook crap. Oh no! This interaction stood out to me.
Do you think that I'm crazy?
I think you're not crazy enough.
Ooh. It suggests Mr. Wolf here may not have the same faith in his plan as Mr. Smiley, and Misa might be more gung-ho. Maybe Misa has greater ambitions for the Death Note than Light. Now let's talk Turner.
We're not the good guys anymore.
Ooh, now this is a tough one. Sounds like this might be a throwaway line. If so, I hope the filmmakers know the implications of that statement. That's a ballsy thing to make Light say. Vanilla Light rarely questioned his justice, and he always thought of himself as the good guy. I get how tossing that unflinching confidence might make people think the character has been trashed, but that's not the impression I get. I think the filmmakers are giving him a more conventional sense of justice. Killing is wrong and such, at least he believes that at first. Yagami didn't hesitate for long, and quickly concluded that the arrival of the Death Note has irrevocably changed the world. If you can wipe out wrongdoers and anyone who opposes that objective, you should. That's the righteous path in the new world. If Light Turner comes from a place where he knows killing is wrong, but does it anyway to make things better, while constantly grappling with morality, that's a very different Light. I don't know if it's as interesting as what Oba and Obata were doing with Light, but I'm interested to see it, but not as interested as I am in L. I don't know what they're going for with Electra, Sith Lord, America's Finest L, but to those, including past Kevin, who are pissed, hear me out. L went down in history for being a great character, in part by not being what anyone expected. He was built up as this unstoppable, legendary detective mastermind, with Wateri's silhouette filling in the stereotypical image of that character archetype that has been ingrained in our minds. When we finally meet L some several episodes later, we learn he's weird. At once an introspective, compassionate do-gooder, and a self-absorbed, off-putting brat.
I can't stand it when people's cell phones are ringing while I'm trying to talk.
I won't be satisfied unless you're Kira. Well, there may be some truth to that. In fact, now that you mention it, you're right. I think I wanted you to be Kira.
He's an unexpected foil and parallel to Light. It's brilliant. It looks to me now that L is set up to supplant our expectations again, only this time it's our expectation of the L archetype that's being played with. That is clever, if that's the case. If not, Lakeith Stanfield is cool, we went boogie boarding once. Well, this was a pleasant surprise. My excitement is tempered because of experience, but this trailer made me depart from a mostly negative mentality. I get where concern is coming from for this film, but guys and gals, this looks good.
Cheer up, would ya?
No, I'm sorry, I can't.
I know wounds are still fresh from Ghost in the Shell. That was another film with problematic casting, but promise. And I know there are those who would want a more one-to-one translation out of a live-action movie. Last video, I felt the creators didn't understand what they they were undertaking, and the team and business surrounding the film didn't give me a good vibe. Now that I see some footage of substance, I get where they're coming from. I still think the casting was wrong-headed, but that ain't changing now, so I don't know, write your senator. The Japanese films tried too much to be like the source material, and floundered in comparison. Then they pandered to the audience and it got worse. Will this film be good? I don't know. But with the film chops on display here, I'm willing to accept something different. Take it from a former hater. Give this one a chance. When all is said and done, Net Note can't be worse than L Change the World, right?
Eat the pineapple.
Yay, tired.
Dojima!
Nowhere to go but up. Have a happy.